Namaste ji, namaste. Welcome to Courtroom. I sincerely hope that you're doing well. So this is part one of our question paper discussion for this year of COQP11, the question paper that was recently released by the NTA. If you're watching this for next year, I'll do a dedicated, detailed discussion on how to prepare very soon on the channel based on this very question paper. This discussion pertains to the challenge of certain questions that have been asked over messages, etc. And since aaj raat tak time hai till about 11 in the night, you can pretty much contemplate on whether you want to challenge or not. If the question has been challenged, if the challenge gets accepted, everybody gets the benefit. This is the disclaimer. If the question gets dropped, everybody gets the benefit. If the correct answer gets changed, let us say, and that you have not marked that correct answer, then you get a negative. But if let us say that the answer that you have chosen and the answer key that they have issued, if they reverse the answer to the correct one, the one that you have chosen, you will get the benefit. तो अगर आपका भी आंसर एक्सेप्ट नहीं हुआ है और उन्होंने कोई और करेक्ट आंसर मार्क करा हुआ है, but you're challenging it and the answer gets flipped, you will get your +4. But in questions which get dropped, then everybody gets the benefit. Let us start. So first 20 odd questions I believe were from English, very fairly simple. Now this question has been asked that whether should we be challenging this or not. So the board is favoring towards, the board was favorable in, this is certainly not the correct answer. The board as a favor, the board is and as a favor, basically इन्होंने is underline नहीं करा. They may just have, should have done that. The board is in favor of signing of the contract with the newly launched technology company. This pretty much is the correct answer, but is यहाँ पे repeat हो रहा है और is यहाँ पे भी repeat हो रहा है. This is a 50-50 chance that whether they accept the challenge or not, because you can pretty much make out कि यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे बाकी answers they are not making any sense. This is pretty much the only correct answer. They should have either underlined this or should have removed is from this option. So it's a 50-50% chance. If they accept the challenge, this question gets dropped and everyone will get a level playing field. So they usually give out marks to everyone or deduct it from the total for everyone. I don't know what prospectus में लिखा होगा इस साल की ये क्या follow कर रहे हैं, but usually they give out marks for everyone so that everyone is on a level playing field. Because in a competitive exam, each and every mark matters. I don't see this question getting dropped. If you have not challenged it, hang on to your money. I believe that other folks must have challenged it already. So अगर drop होना होगा तो हो ही जाएगा. No point challenging. Now it's pretty much simple that this is pretty much clear because NTA का standard ही यही है. I don't know who designed these question papers because these are very silly errors and they should sit and perhaps relook at some of these questions. So this is yes or no. If somebody, I believe that a lot of folks have already challenged it, and if the challenge is accepted, this gets dropped. If you haven't challenged it, hang on, do not now go for it, because quite a lot, I believe over in excess of 100-200 people must have challenged it by now. A lot of people are taking this exam at the end of the day. Alright, now, so I won't be going into calculations of maths and logical. I'm not going to entirely be solving this question paper in this discussion. Whatever questions are left, I'll make a part 2 of this session and then upload it on the channel, in which we'll do maths and logical calculations. Alright, so match list 1 with list 2, it says the damage was negligible, so that's how I just go after the answer. So B certainly is going to go to 4. Here is B is going to 4. So we have, you can pretty much eliminate both of these options, and there is pretty much, you know, in a competitive exam there is no need to check as well. Yeah, just had to make a quick edit. So B goes to 4, and then we have to decide A is going where. They have proved that the doctors were dash in the diagnosis of the illness. I believe A goes to 3. Negligent in the diagnosis of the illness. These are damn simple questions, right? You can just double confirm or double check. He was exhausted after the run, so C goes to 2. You need not even check for D is going where, right? So this is absolutely correct. There is no challenge to this. There is no challenge to this as well. I'll be firstly solving all of the English questions. The puppy kept following him, so C can only go to 1, and then there is only one option in which C is going to 1. So well, here it is. So there's pretty much no challenge to this as well. Then you are going here and rearrange the given sentence into a meaningful paragraph. I believe we practiced in the mock series endless such questions. This one, the previous ones, all similar level questions were pretty much practice. This is dead simple. All that you have to see is its aim to it aayega, to it has to refer to someone, and it cannot be a person certainly. Imaginative composition differs from other forms of writing since it and then deals with fiction, not with fact. Its aim is not to instruct the mind of the reader, but to please his imagination. So his is again referring to the reader. So B will definitely follow D and A will definitely follow C. And here we go. So you will introduce the topic by imaginative composition. That's the intro of the topic. So CADB is the correct answer. Pretty much no challenge at all because इन्होंने options भी confusing बनाने की कोशिश करी थी. But this is pretty much no challenge at all. It is absolutely correct. And in terms of profit, rather we go to C in terms of what we can actually achieve तो realistically. So C goes to 2. There is only one option. I usually don't even check in a competitive exam कि बाकी क्या चल रहा है क्या नहीं चल रहा. But if you double check all of the answers and for the good of the society, so D will go to 3. The D will be going to 3 and then B goes to 1. In terms of profit we made, the festival was a great success. So this is talking about financially in the sense this is very simple English, right? And A will go to 4. According to the rules, nobody is allowed in without tickets. That is officially all right. Now replace the underlined part with the correct option. He would have aced the match. He was aced to hoega nahi. He should have aced and he would have aced. But had he worked hard for the tournament, so tournament is already pretty much, I believe, worked hard. मतलब अब तो past में चला गया, right? He would have aced the match, अब करा नहीं. But he should have aced के लिए language, the sentence has to completely go in an opposite direction, all right? Very simple English, but for next year, folks need to prepare English quite exhaustively. Not on a tough level, but just topic wise topic. This is a simple test of prepositions. Go to B. Do people in your country generally have an aptitude for languages, right? B can only go to 3. So you have an aptitude not of something, aptitude for something. That is pretty much standard. Now if B is going to 3, you can pretty much double check the fear of missing out, FOMO, alright? The fear of missing out can help you to remain enthusiastic. The examiner knows that you will know FOMO, so they have given D 1 in 3 of the options. And then C goes to 4. Do many people embark on a new career in middle age, right? So you embark on a journey. I believe these are dead simple questions, not a problem. This question has to be challenged. I believe that they have marked the correct option in the answer key as this, whereas the correct spelling is this. So question number 8, for this specific question paper is question number 8. Please challenge, exaggerate, all right? So this is a challenge because answer key में उन्होंने ये दे रखा. This is for sure a challenge. I believe people have already challenged. If you're still not challenged, hang on now because 3-4 घंटे में सब कुछ solve out हो जाएगा. And choose the correct spelling of the following words. Accommodation and committed. All right. So this is B and C only. So accommodation. This is slightly confusing कि double M है कि नहीं है. And committed के अंदर committed तो I believe everyone would have gotten it correct. So C definitely is correct. And A और B में एग्जाम में गड़बड़ आई होगी. मेरे को यहाँ पे आए. This is very easy for me to give a प्रवचन कि हाँ ये बिल्कुल ऐसे ही आपको करना चाहिए था. When in exam anxiety, you tend to make a mistake in such questions. Such questions are also asked in DJS prelims because under an exam anxiety wala environment, a friend or friend ki spelling FRIEND and FREIND both make sense under exam anxiety. When you come out of the exam the hall, you get to pretty much understand who your real friends any which way are. ये तो standard, I believe, reading comprehension का question था. No need to get into this because this is just name picking from the comprehension and very easy comprehension. And again, now it says यहाँ पे comprehension का sub question है, but you can solve it independently also as well. In your country, are children largely subservient to their parents. That is what the correct answer is going to be. So A goes to 4. Certainly there is only one option and I believe that they have marked it correctly as well. तो अभी तक एक वो पहले वाला ड्रॉप वाला चैलेंज हुआ और एग्जैजरेट वाला चैलेंज हुआ, बट वो पहले वाला भी छोड़ सकते हैं, एग्जैजरेट वाला तो पक्का ही कर दीजिएगा. Then pending the wheel of secrecy, D will of course go to 3. There is only one option choice in which D is going to 3. So this is pretty much again solved out. ऐसी कोई इसमें दिक्कत नहीं है. This is again no challenge. I'm not going into the reading comprehension. This was dead simple, right? The manager jumped the gun by talking about the bonus. किसी ने ये भी पूछा कि blow off the steam नहीं होना चाहिए. Blow off the steam is being angry or something. It's jumped the gun कि पहले ही बता दिया है. So again, the answer has been correctly marked by NTA. It is the conclusive chapter or concluding chapter, right? Do we have conclusive proof? All right, and her behavior is very childish, so D is certainly going to 1. So we are left with these options. So A वो कह रहा है जी 2 पे जा रहा है या A वो कह रहा है जी 4 पे जा रहा है. Choose concluding या childlike. It is in the childlike chapter तो नहीं हो सकता, so it is in the concluding chapter. So A2 and D1, that is pretty much the correct one. So this is again no challenge. Choose another word for the same meaning of the underlined word above. Deciphering, it pretty much means explaining. Again no challenge. All of these answers, मतलब इस बार ये आंसर की जो आई है वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा करेक्ट है, except in a certain few questions. Let's get to those. Okay, so she was affected by the situation when her two bosses had different ideas. All right, so this is, well, she was caught in the crossfire क्योंकि मतलब दो लोग लड़ रहे हैं, बीच में आप जाके घुस गए. You have been caught in the crossfire. So again no challenge. Answer's been marked correctly. Now यहाँ पे काफ़ी लोग गलती कराए. They asked about the antonym. Some people have marked the synonym and वो challenge के लिए पूछ रहे थे, तो challenge नहीं बनेगा because antonym तो इसका validate is confirm और उसका it's pretty much it's refute, because confirm and agree and give value is pretty much, give value तो नहीं but agree and confirm तो बिल्कुल इसके synonym हो ही जाएंगे. give value भी कह सकते हैं, नहीं give value लेकिन antonym तो पक्का नहीं होगा. So refute is the antonym. Again no challenge to this as well. So the first 20 questions, replace the word with the correct antonym. Antonym यहाँ पर exhibit enthusiasm against pain. Stoicism basically means there is pretty much no enthusiasm in life any which way. And well, you are a stoic, that means you can endure pain without making a tamasha out of it. So that's stoicism. And antonym correct दे रखा है, I believe इसके अंदर कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. So the first 20 questions is English standard. In PGQP40, when this paper used to be called PGQP40, they asked 25 questions of English, so they reduced 5 and must have increased maths and logical. We'll do a detailed discussion on the question paper very soon on the channel for the next year's batch. Who won the 2022 Nobel Prize in Literature? This is standard current affair ka question. These 21 questions up till now were very doable. So cutoff अगर आपने calculate भी करनी हो, so we'll have to just calculate a par score. Let us discuss that at the end of this very lecture only. But abhi tak mostly people, by the time that you are hitting the question number 21 in the question paper, you are scoring a 80. Right, and then we'll just keep on computing the cutoff as we go along. Right, this is again, this was pretty much no challenge. ये तो बिल्कुल standard बात है. Now this is a static GK का question, but अब ये नए रूप में आते हैं. They are not standard one-liners questions. So Dadabhai Naoroji was one of the founding members of INC. Yes, this is a correct fact, but this must have confused people. He was the first Indian to be elected as a member of UK's parliament. This is also correct, and this was a big feat at back in the day. That is why Indian personalities is very, very important. All of this was covered for the online batch in very to the point, very precise, very concise lectures. I believe it's काफी कुछ like was covered any which way. So he was also called the grand old man of India. This is again true. So both statement 1, statement 2 are true. I believe whether it's COQP11 or DULLB, you just have to prepare for these questions any which way, right? So this is static GK. You have to prepare for any which way. Now, this question has been causing a lot of trouble. So the air around Taj Mahal contains high levels of sulfur and nitrogen oxide. So this is about acid rain, static GK. This, this is random static GK. This is endless static GK. In fact, they asked a question on human eye as well. मैंने 1 महीने पहले कम्युनिटी पोस्ट पे एक बायोलॉजी का क्वेश्चन डाला था, सो somebody came in and commented कि why do you folks are teaching biology, it won't be asked. Biology नहीं, just static GK में human body is always covered out in the in static GK, you pretty much cannot help it. And they asked a question on human body. Now acid rain, अब कितना कितना पढ़ेंगे, like static GK is an endless ocean, जितना पढ़ लिया उतना कम है, फिर जो क्वेश्चन आ जाए तो फिर वो तो ईश्वर की कृपा है. But large number of hotels and parking areas use poor quality. Now, had they replaced this with factories or industries, this reason for this assertion would have been correct. But right now, the assertion is correct, but the reason is not correct. So the assertion itself is correct that acid rain is causing damage to Taj Mahal, or that sulfur and nitrogen oxides, as a result the monument is getting discolored. This is absolutely correct. But hotels and parking lots are not at fault. Industries and factories are. That is वो जो आपका ताज महल वाला जो केस MC मेहता वाला, जो स्टैंडर्ड MC मेहता जी तो हर जगह ही आ जाते हैं. तो अगर ये लिखा होता तो then it would have been correct. I believe there is pretty much no challenge. Hang on to your money, right? And this was standard. I believe एग्जाम से 2 हफ्ते पहले या 3 हफ्ते पहले ही मैंने ऑनलाइन बैच में एक सत्याग्रह के ऊपर भी लेक्चर डाला था. वेरी वेरी पिन पॉइंटेड अगेन. चंपारण से ही शुरू हुआ था, राइट? द 4 सत्याग्रह, यू नीड टू रिमेंबर, दिस इज एब्सोल्युटली क्रूशियल. सो चंपारण अगेन, दिस इज नो चैलेंज एट ऑल. ऑलराइट, इस बार इन्होंने बहुत ख़राब काम करा है कि एनटीए वालों ने आंसर की अलग दे दिए और वो सब वाला काम अलग दे दिया है. इन द सेंस यू जस्ट हैव टू सिट एंड मैच with your set. It's quite a headache. Anyone who's done that, well, kudos to you. All pens are newspapers, some newspapers are car, no car is street. ऊपर कह रहे हैं logically follows the given 2 statements और फिर 3 statement दे रहे हैं. Great. So all pens are newspapers, some newspapers are car. So well, all pens are newspapers, some newspapers are car. That's the standard diagram. Can you conclude? तो एक और diagram बनेगा जिसमें P और N will overlap, but मैं उसमें जा नहीं रहा हूँ. So some pens are, so no car is a tree, no car, so no car can ever touch a tree. Some pens are tree. Not following, certainly. So from this diagram, if it's not following, it's not following because it has to follow from both the diagrams. Some newspapers are tree, not following. One is certainly not following, right? And some newspapers are tree, it's certainly not following. Neither 1 nor 2 is following. This is the bare minimum syllogism, bare minimum level of difficulty syllogism का question जो पूछा जा सकता है. And I believe they've asked you a very very simple question, right? Now this question can be challenged, yes, 50-50, because you know these questions are very very verbal in nature. They depend on verbal logic, and verbally all of our perceptions differ. तभी आप जो आप बोलना चाहते हैं किसी को, let us say that you say something to someone, they can take a completely different meaning out of it which you never really intended. So these questions are almost always ambiguous. But growing population, industries, highways and constructions are beyond control. So it's saying assumption. So assumption is a statement. Rather, the assertion that you have made, it almost always comes with an assumption. And that assumption is never stated in the statement. That is the logic. Drastic increase in pollution is now a global phenomenon. Great. So that is the statement that they've given. Growing population, industries, highways are beyond control. So yes, I believe that only one is implicit. I would have challenged it. If I were you, I would have challenged it. Neither 1 nor 1 is implicit. ये तो नहीं होगा. ये 2 तो नहीं है क्योंकि all countries have realized it and working towards the control. It working towards the control वाला portion assumption नहीं हो सकती इसके अंदर. But ये growing population, industries, highways and constructions are beyond control, so it has caused pollution. I would say yes, but it is NT at the end of the day. I don't know whether they accept it or not. So if only one is, well, as per me, only one is implicit, but argue out नहीं कर पाएंगे क्योंकि वो माने तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, हमारी अच्छी किस्मत, नहीं माने तो फिर well, जय श्री राम, राम जी की मर्जी. But only one is implicit, can challenge, it's a worthy challenge. It's a worthy challenge, it's a fair enough challenge. You can argue कि भैया ये है तो सही, तभी तो आप ये स्टेटमेंट दे पा रहे हो. चलो सेकंड तो हमने मान लिया, उन्होंने करेक्ट आंसर आई बिलीव दे रखा है. Neither 1 nor 2 is implicit. I would say only 1 is implicit, right? All right. Let's not go here. All of these questions are correct. One maths का question I believe is incorrect. Now, this is standard, you know, I think ये पिछले साल भी आया था. This is like a 1-to-1. ये DULLB में बहुत आता है. It appears in almost all of the examinations. If you're going in for such exams under static GK, you have to cover out dance forms, all of the classical dance forms, classical languages पे question आया हुआ है. Again, static GK, Satriya is well, goes to, I believe it goes to Assam, right? मैंने यहाँ पे arrow I think ऊपर नीचे mark करी हुई है. Alright, so Satriya goes to Assam, यहाँ पे लगना चाहिए था. And then भारतनाट्यम, तो भारतनाट्यम ये इनको पता है कि जी आप कहाँ कहाँ दौड़ोगे, right? तो भारतनाट्यम is always Tamil Nadu. And Kuchipudi is Andhra Pradesh. ये वाला था यहाँ पर. So B goes to 3, B goes to 3. See, they know. So these are like slightly इन्होंने tough option बना रखे थे, but you pretty much must have marked the correct answer because this is standard stuff. मैं ये like I've also put in a lecture in the online batch for this, but I cannot claim that I have somebody special that I told you dance forms. It is pretty much standard. It is standard static GK. ये तो करनी ही करनी है ना. और अगर एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा है तो इसमें मतलब ऐसी कोई हमने भी कोई तीर नहीं मार दिया. दिस इज एब्सोल्युटली स्टैंडर्ड स्टफ. द फॉलोइंग विच इज नॉट अ वेब ब्राउजर इज. तो इसके अंदर लोग पूछ रहे थे कि भाई ये क्वेश्चन चैलेंज करनी है. अगर चैलेंज एक्सेप्ट हो गया क्योंकि काफ़ी लोगों ने कर दिया होगा अभी तक, तो आई बिलीव क्वेश्चन ड्रॉप हो जाएगा. बट आंसर तो इसका गूगल ही है क्योंकि वो स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक हो रखी है वहाँ पे ओपेरा की. फायरफॉक्स इज अ ब्राउजर, एज इज अ ब्राउजर, ओपेरा इज अ ब्राउजर, गूगल. बट आप कहेंगे अरे तो ओपेरा था, मैंने तो ओपेरा मार्क कर दिया. वो भी कह सकता है भैया स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक थी. गूगल कब से वेब ब्राउज़र होने लग गया. तो जिन्होंने चैलेंज करा हुआ है, अगर किस्मत ने साथ दिया तो क्वेश्चन ड्रॉप होगा. वैसे मतलब 50-50 चांस है. अगर 50 है तो नहीं होगा. 50% चांस ये भी कि नहीं होगा, क्या पता ना माने कि भाई इट इज़ बट ऑब्वियस. एक छोटे बी और पी के चक्कर में हम लोग नहीं करते. बट ये तो NTA की मर्जी है, इसमें मैं भी क्या कह सकता हूँ. तो अब देखते हैं कि ये लोग क्या करते हैं. आई बिलीव पीपल हैव चैलेंज्ड इट. इफ यू नॉट चैलेंज्ड इट, let it go because Google is certainly the correct answer. क्योंकि ओपेरा में वो आपको कोई रिडल तो कर नहीं रहा था, right? Alright. I believe these questions, all of them are correct. Let us discuss the syllogism का question. All gardens are schools, all schools are colleges. Okay. So all gardens are schools and all schools are colleges. और इसका alternative diagram जिसमें तीनों circle overlap होंगे like we've taught. And all gardens are colleges. तो यहाँ पे तो all gardens are colleges is certainly following. And some gardens are not colleges. But यहाँ पे some gardens are not colleges not following. So only conclusion one follows. It definitely follows. Alright. Standard maths का question. We'll discuss this in part 2. We'll try to solve each and everything. And we are not going into the correct option so that I save you time. And ये रहा आपका human eye वाला question. You have to study the human body under the topic of static GK. Alright, now this again is a fight. Right, this again is a fight because it says which word cannot be formed. Mega city. See, the correct answer is restarted. They've marked it in the official key as well. क्योंकि दो R तो आपको दिए ही नहीं थे, so certainly you cannot be forming restart for sure. Mega city itself is not a word. So people are like, if this is not a word, then I cannot form it. Trouble is you can if they're not talking in the literal sense of a word, that the word has to have a meaning, right? So you can pretty much make from the given word. See, even this is not a word for them. So gem, this stationery is not a word, right? And उसके अंदर से they saying mega city तो बना ही सकते हो, मतलब in the sense can you rearrange it. But आप भी ठीक हैं कि mega city कब से शब्द हो गया जी, mega city होता है और यहाँ पे तो C भी नहीं दे रखा. लेकिन अगेन दिस इज़ अ 50-50 चांस. अब यही है कि ये सरकार वाले क्या करते हैं क्या नहीं करते हैं, और कभी कभार सुन लेते हैं कभी कभार नहीं सुनते, क्योंकि उनके हिसाब से ये भी तो वर्ड नहीं है, तो आपके हिसाब से ये वर्ड नहीं है. लेकिन एक्चुअली द करेक्ट आंसर इज रीस्टार्टेड ओनली. ट्राई कर सकते हैं चैलेंज करने की. मुझे फिर लगता है कि बहुत लोग वो कर चुके होंगे अभी तक. तो अगर आप इस टाइम पे देख रहे हैं, आई बिलीव जब आप देख रहे होंगे इसको तो 8:30 पौने 9 हो रहे होंगे आज की 11 तारीख के, सॉरी 16 तारीख के. एंड यू विल प्रीटी मच हैव 3 hours left to go. People must have already challenged it. You want to challenge, go ahead, challenge it. But if I were you, I would skip it because the clear-cut answers. So in both the questions, I wouldn't challenge both of these questions. Obera and ye restarted wala. It's pretty much simple, right? All right. And again, एक क्वेश्चन आया पूरी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से. अगले साल वालों के लिए मे बी it's a 50-50 chance. Maybe legal makes a return for like 25-30 odd questions, but it's a 50-50 chance you'll get to know it somewhere in October to December wala time frame. Cannot really confirm it till the time this question paper is pretty much final. But given the fight that we did this year and based on, well, unofficial sources, it has reached the right ears. So the hell that we raised in court in Times of India, in other media outlets, it reached the right ears. Hopefully they take some corrective action next year. Baki, this is the Sarkar. I really cannot make a tall claim on it. All right. So कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन वाला क्वेश्चन वो सब मैं अगले लेक्चर में काम करूंगा इसके ऊपर. आई विल गिव यू द क्वेश्चन पेपर स्प्लिट एज वेल. ऑल ऑफ दीज क्वेश्चंस वर करेक्ट. आई बिलीव that एक क्वेश्चन रिपीट भी हुआ था. I believe that we'll not go into these questions right now. This question you can challenge, you have to challenge, because Telangana is the 28th state as per Schedule 1 of the Constitution of India as well. 28th state is Telangana. The official answer key has marked it as Jharkhand, which is not the case. Telangana standard MCQ. And how many states in India? That's 28. How many union territories? 8 or 9? Look it up, right? 2, 8 and 8. Check करिएगा. Right. Standard, I believe, maths questions were quite easy when I'm seeing them. It's quite easy, just that the volume of maths questions in low entrance doesn't really make any sense. Shortcut key used to immediately return to the desktop is window key plus D, desktop. This is fairly simple questions. 5 questions computer के आए थे. In PGKP 40 they used to ask 10, but इस साल वही volume reduce कर दी गई है. And in Microsoft window, well, you open them by icons. They are called as icons. Alright, this is again standard 1000 Mbps was the option. ये question मेरे हिसाब से तो गलत है. Just on this one very logic, I will say, just read this line. The highest score in an innings exceeds its lowest score by 86 runs. Find its highest score in an innings. The correct answer that they marked is 77. But 86 रन से highest score, lowest जो है उससे 86 रन तो ऊपर, ये लोएस्ट अगर 1 रन भी हुआ तो 87 होगा आंसर. ये 77 पता नहीं कहाँ से आया. But let us try to solve it. So lowest score, let us assume it to be x. This is a standard way to solve such a question because this is standard averages का question. x plus 86 will be his highest score. अगर मैं कहता हूँ जी, अगर x 0 भी हुआ, his lowest score, even if it was 0 in some of the innings, you still get the highest score as 86, and 86 is मतलब it is not there in the options any which way. So you can challenge this. This is a very worthy challenge. And so total आपने क्या करा? Total runs कितने हुए 20 innings में? So that's 500 runs. And 18 innings के अंदर runs कितने हुए? वो आपके हुए 24. तो as in sorry 432 runs, क्योंकि आपने 2 innings यहाँ पे इन्होंने बता रखा है. 18 innings is 24 runs. और lowest आपने assume करा था x, highest आपने ले आए x plus 86 जैसा कि इन्होंने information दी थी. तो अगर मैं 500 में से ये 2 इनिंग्स के निकाल दूं तो आंसर 432 आएगा. ऐसी इक्वेशन सेटअप होगी. एंड 500 minus 2x minus 86 is 432, and then 500 minus 86 minus 432 is equal to 2x. but यहाँ पे 68 minus 86, well, the x is coming into be negative. How does a batsman score negatives in one inning? मतलब कुछ ज़्यादा ही बैट्समैन, वो एम्पायर ने पेनल्टी तो दे नहीं सकते. तो और वैसे भी छोड़िएगा पूरी कैलकुलेशन जो मैंने आपको बताया कि शुरू में, the minimum highest score in an innings has to be 86. That doesn't exist in the options. Challenge this question. This is a very clear cut challenge. All right. Then classical 6 languages, TTS, KMO. This is the standard ratta trick, right? So Maithili is in the 8th schedule. It's not a classical language of India. Standard, I believe, अच्छा, ये क्वेश्चन के ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा इंक्वायरी थी कि इसमें कोई पैटर्न नहीं फॉलो हो रहा, सो आई चैलेंज इट. ऐसा तो नहीं है, मतलब इट इज़ डेड सिंपल. मिनरल इज बीइंग कोडेड एज दिस, राइट? Mineral is being coded as this, and there is no pattern. Yeah, that's absolutely okay. But reader will be coded as, so R is being coded as V here. All right. So R is being coded as V. तो reader में पहले तो V तो ये आ ही जाएगा, and then it has to end with the V as well. तो यही एक ऑप्शन बनता है, एक ही झट में ये क्वेश्चन सॉल्व आउट हो जाता है. एंड दे हैव गिवन द करेक्ट आंसर एज वेल. मतलब एज सच इसमें मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई प्रॉब्लम है. इसमें कुछ पैटर्न ढूंढना ही नहीं था, बस R is going to V and that would have solved the question out. You can also confirm E is going where, E is going to U. So ये लो जी, U भी रिपीट हो गया, ये यहाँ पर रिपीट हो गया. So they have given the correct answer. Do not challenge this. This won't work, right? So this is bare minimum. मतलब जो simple से भी जो simplest question है वो ये था. एंड ये अगेन दिस इज अगेन अ डिबेटेबल क्वेश्चन. पहले सलाम नहीं सलामी है. एंड लिवर एंड मिल्क आर रिच सोर्सेज ऑफ वाइल वाइटामिन. स्पेलिंग एरर्स तो हैं, बट वाइटामिन डी इन्होंने आंसर मार्क कराया हुआ आई बिलीव. बट इनके अंदर बहुत सारे वाइटामिन कॉमन है. अगर आप इंटरनेट पर जाके देखें, कोई कह रहा है वाइटामिन ए भी है जी, B12 भी है, के भी है. तो गॉड ओनली नोज व्हाट द करेक्ट आंसर रियली इज. दैट वर्ड सलामी इज क्रिएटिंग अ प्रॉब्लम इन दिस क्वेश्चन. विटामिन डी इन्होंने मार्क करा दिया. कई वेबसाइट्स कहती हैं जी मिल्क में विटामिन डी नहीं है, कई कहती हैं जी है. अब गॉड ओनली नोज दिस. सो विटामिन पे हमेशा क्वेश्चन आता है स्टैटिक जीके में, बट इसका क्लियर कट आंसर नहीं है. सो दिस इज अ 50-50 चांस. इफ पीपल हैव चैलेंज्ड, इफ दे एक्सेप्ट द चैलेंज, गेट्स ड्रॉप्ड. आई डाउट वेदर दिस गेट्स ड्रॉप्ड, क्योंकि मैं ये एनटीओ को थोड़ा सा इनका लेवल काफ़ी साल पढ़ा कर समझ में आ गया कि ये क्या सुनते हैं क्या नहीं सुनते हैं. आई डाउट वेदर दिस गेट्स ड्रॉप्ड, बट 50% चांस तो हमेशा ही रहता है. पीपल मस्ट हैव चैलेंज्ड इट. यू गाइस कैन स्किप इट राइट नाउ. एंड सीवी रमन ने तो मेडल भी तोड़ दिया था जवाहरलाल नेहरू के सामने. एंड ही वाज वन ऑफ द 3 पीपल इन 1954 टू गेट दी भारत रत्न. अच्छा, एक मैसेज आया था कि ये भी चैलेंज कर दें. तो ट्वाइस में संतोष यादव उन्होंने मार्क तो करा रखा. वो तो फर्स्ट इंडियन वुमन बचेंद्री पाल थी, लेकिन ट्वाइस तो संतोष यादव थी. सो दिस इज स्टैंडर्ड स्टफ. इसके ऊपर एक करंट अफेयर पिछले साल का भी था. इस साल वो आरएसएस ने कोई आई थिंक महोत्सव करा था और उस पर संतोष यादव को बुलाया था. तो ये न्यूज़ में हेडलाइन तब भी आई थी बहुत बारी. संतोष यादव पिछले साल भी बहुत बारी करवाया था. बट दिस इज स्टैटिक जीके. व्हेन यू कवर आउट द फीमेल्स ऑफ इंडिया, द मोस्ट प्रोमिनेंट पर्सनालिटीज ऑफ इंडिया, ट्वाइस वाला संतोष यादव हमेशा ही होता है. मतलब डिस्कशन होती है. ओके, दिस क्वेश्चन इज करेक्ट. ये शावर की जगह स्लोअर पाइप लिखना था इन्होंने. सो सम पीपल गॉट कंफ्यूज कि शावर पाइप कहाँ से आ गई. दिस वाज स्लोअर पाइप. स्टैंडर्ड पाइप्स एंड सिस्टम्स का क्वेश्चन. आई डाउट वेदर दे एक्सेप्ट दिस चैलेंज. सो डू नॉट चैलेंज इट. आंसर की इज करेक्ट ऑन दिस वन. एंड ये वाला क्वेश्चन आप चैलेंज कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि इसकी एक्चुअली अगली टर्म जो होनी चाहिए थी वो ILJT थी, और ILJT के बाद KALLT होनी चाहिए थी. सो दिस क्वेश्चन इज इन इटसेल्फ इनकम्प्लीट. आई एम होपफुल दैट दिस चैलेंज विल वर्क. चैलेंज दिस, बिकॉज एक्चुअली स्पीकिंग लॉजिक के हिसाब से, क्योंकि देखिए यहाँ पे T स्टैटिक है और जस्ट +1 करके ILJT होनी चाहिए. तो ILJT विल कम बिफोर KLLT. सो दिस क्वेश्चन इज इनकम्प्लीट इन इटसेल्फ. अगर नहीं कर पाए आप इन द एग्जाम, सो इट इज कोई शर्म की बात नहीं है. दिस इज प्रीटी मच ILJT ही आना चाहिए था इसका आंसर, बट ILJT इज मिसिंग फ्रॉम दिस. So you can challenge this. This question is worthy of a challenge. This question got repeated in the exam, so they are going to be dropping this certainly, मतलब either of the questions, because this is the same. And यहाँ पे अगर आप देखें तो राम, श्याम, पिंकी, नरेश, मीटा, महेश are sitting in a row facing north. Okay, Pinky is the neighbor of Sham and Lakshmi. Now in such questions, either the wording has to be crystal clear, or either question becomes ambiguous. तो यहाँ पे बोथ लगाते तो हम तो फिर अगर दोनों की पड़ोसन बनाने श्याम और लक्ष्मी की, तो फिर दोनों को ही हम ऐसे करके बिठा देते. और अगर पिंकी, श्याम एंड लक्ष्मी अगर इस साइड पे बिठा दूं तो पिंकी उस साइड पे बैठी हुई है, राइट. लेकिन अगर दोनों के नेबर बनाने तो यहाँ पर बीच में बिठाना पड़ेगा जी इनको. नरेश इज द फोर्थ टू द राइट ऑफ महेश, ऑल राइट. एंड मीटा इज द इमीडिएट राइट ऑफ नरेश. तो मीटा जी तो यहीं पे बैठेंगी राइट पे. अब राम का तो इन्होंने बताया नहीं. अब राम जी इधर आ सकते हैं, राम जी इधर आ सकते हैं, बट राम जी को इधर ही बिठा देते हैं. एक्चुअली तो करेक्ट आंसर तो बनेगा महेश एंड श्याम का, अगर एक पर्सपेक्टिव से देखेंगे तो. आई बिलीव इन्होंने ये मार्क करा रखा है, लक्ष्मी, नरेश, मीटा एंड राम. ये वैसे भी क्वेश्चन रिपीट हुआ है, सो वेल वर्दी ऑफ अ चैलेंज. बट दिस इज I believe that this question is not clear. You can pretty much report it to them. Hopefully they will have a look on it, or rather at it. All right. Standard CA का question. Standard I believe अगले लेक्चर में डिस्कस आउट करते हैं. और कुछ मैंने यहाँ पे एक चैलेंज और अगर देखा हो तो हाँ, ये भी था. किसी ने आई थिंक पूछा था कि ये मेन फ्रेम होना चाहिए. नहीं, दिस इज माइक्रो. एक मैसेज आया था. So this is a microcomputer. I believe that they have already marked it to be correct. No, all of these answers were marked in the answer key correctly. So यहाँ पर the correct answer is raw cotton. I believe that they've marked it correctly. Such current affair questions cannot be predicted. This was August 2022 में कहीं notification आई थी. इतने लंबे करंट अफेयर ट्रैक, और एक करंट अफेयर में कोई ट्रैक करेगा भी नहीं आसानी से. दिस इज लाइक अ नोटिफिकेशन. सो दिस इज जस्ट रैंडम. दिस इज द an examiner ego question. They just do not want you to tackle this pretty much. And अगर इसका आंसर इन्होंने झूठ वगैरह मार्क कराया हुआ, I believe that they've already marked it as correct. Hopefully I am correct on this. तो इसके ऊपर भी pretty much there is pretty much no challenge on it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's one part of the question paper. I believe that around 65 to, let us say, 70 questions were doable, and exact formula to nahi, but last year the cutoff with legal, when legal used to appear, was 254, but then the scam was there and seats got sold off. Everybody knows about that story. The actual cutoff was around 244. Let's add somewhere around, so if you have scored a 260 plus, all right, I won't say that you're safe or anything. I certainly won't say that, because this is a general question paper, and we really don't know who all will be applying to the faculty of law this year, because it's open for all. And पहले क्या होता था, there was an entry barrier कि law entrance है, अब तो नहीं थी. So this was a standard test of static GK, maths and logical pretty much, and English के 20 questions. So अब किसी के दिमाग में आएगा कि जी let us say मैं banking का exam दे रहा हूँ या मैं SSC का exam वगैरह दे रहा हूँ, and then they can also apply to the faculty of law when the admission process opens very soon. So we really don't know how many will apply and where this cutoff will end. But I would say that if you scored a 260 plus, you have an average par score, and you have a chance basically. It can be said that it can go up to 270s, 280s as well. That all depends on the number of people applying to the faculty of law. I really don't have an idea. It can go to the 270 range. It can perhaps jump to the 280 range also. But 260 plus pe, you pretty much, I would say that you have a fair chance. Chance ही, guarantee नहीं. Guarantee बिल्कुल नहीं है. यहाँ पे क्या होता है क्या नहीं होता हर साल. Everyone's claims will fall flat when the final lists are out. तो अब होगा क्या कि आपका एक score card दिया जाएगा. NTA will release the result to you, and then you are going to go to the ASPG portal of DU, which will open soon. And then once you submit your scorecards, application details, etc., you tell them that you will be applying to the faculty of law using this score. Then the faculty of law is going to prepare those cutoff lists and then issue it to DU. Then DU will issue you the lists. This is going to be a 40-45 day process from now. So you are looking at somewhere around the end of August. इतना time लगेगा. Be mentally prepared for it. 2 हफ्ते या हफ्ते 10 दिन पहले फाइनल आंसर की आएगी. फाइनल आंसर के बाद आप DU में अप्लाई करेंगे. DU के बाद जब आप अप्लाई करेंगे, and then they will issue you the first cutoff list, which all of these is like 2-week process. तो 3 तो 6 हफ्ते तो कहीं नहीं गए हमारे. तो उतना, एंड 16 सितंबर से सेकंड सेमेस्टर, तो लास्ट ईयर वाले जो फर्स्ट ईयर वाले जिनका जनवरी में जनवरी में सेशन शुरू हुआ था, अक्टूबर में जिनका एग्जाम हुआ था, दैट वाज अ प्रॉपर लॉ एंट्रेंस, दिस स्कैम असाइड. तो आपके यहाँ पर समवेयर अराउंड दी सितंबर ऑड रेंज ही क्लासेस शुरू होंगी. मे बी आफ्टर द 15th ऑफ अगस्त तक तो कुछ नहीं होता मोस्ट लाइकली, बट उसके बाद एनी डे, मे बी द 1st ऑफ सितंबर, मे बी द 16th ऑफ सितंबर, व्हेन देयर एग्जाम स्टार्ट ऑन द 16th ऑफ सितंबर. तो वो देखना पड़ेगा कि कब शुरू करते हैं, बट ये आप एक टाइमलाइन लगा के चलेगा. यू हैव फेयर चांस विद दिस स्कोर. एनीथिंग लेस देन दिस इन द अनरिजर्व्ड कैटेगरी, द चांसेस बिकम लेस एंड लेस, बट कीप फिंगर्स क्रॉस्ड कि कम लोग अप्लाई करें. एंड लॉ वालों का जनरली स्पीकिंग, जो डेडिकेटेड लॉ परस्यू करने वाले व्यक्ति हैं, स्त्री और पुरुष हमारे, दे scored 250s, 260s on an average. All that I've heard is 250s, 260s. Pretty much people have scored 250s, 260s, and a number of people have scored that. If you scored more, well, great, congratulations, because you've done really well on this paper. For the folks watching this for next year, we'll do a detailed discussion very soon. तो challenges hopefully वगैरह clear हो गए. Wishing you folks all the very best, and I see you in part 2, which will be solving maths and logical. आज वाली जनता तो as in जो present day batch है of 2023, any which way the paper is done, the provisional answer key is out, so you need not enter into those calculations. We'll cover them in the next time, and take care. Wishing you all the best. I sincerely hope that you secure a seat at the Faculty of Law. Bye.